I'm stood next to what could easily be mistaken as the remains of an ancient church. But all is not what it seems. Find out what this is and where I am in just a few moments. On today's show, I'm using the powers of positive thinking to find one couple's country dream. You seem to be warming up a little bit now, Rich.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
But it's not all an uphill battle as we brave the elements.
I think we've just been blown away with the view, to be honest.
I got blown away with the wind.
And the wind.
Today I'm in North Yorkshire, and this is York's Folly. Whilst it's a listed monument, it was only built 200 years ago as a decorative romantic ruin, reflecting the landscaping trends of the time. Commissioned by the York family, the local estate owners, it was also built to keep local workers busy during a time of the recession. Today, from this spot, the reward are fantastic views of Pateley Bridge and the Nidderdale Valley, which we'll be visiting later on in the show. The property market in North Yorkshire remains fairly robust. The average price of a detached house here is around £260,000, which is just above the national figure. Now, prices do vary greatly throughout the county. For example, in Harrogate, you can pay up to 70% more for a house, and you'll also pay a sharp premium for living around the Dales. But if coastal living is more your thing, then head to Scarborough as a more affordable option to Whitby, where a detached house there could cost around £50,000 less than the county average. So whereabouts do today's buyers want to head? Well, let's meet them and find out. Rich, Claire and their 3-year-old son Tom currently live in a 3-bed 1950s house in Kensworth, Bedfordshire. They've decided they no longer want to live on the edge of a town and feel it's time for a fresh start.
It's getting busier in the southeast and it's quite overpopulated, and we just want to escape to a bit more of a rural lifestyle, really.
And there's one overwhelming priority for their son Tom when they make the move.
When we were kids, I just remember playing out, and that's just super important for both of us, for Tom to have that environment to grow.
And they feel Claire's birthplace is the county that has it all.
The area that we're wanting to move to is North Yorkshire. It's just a very beautiful part of the world. We've got the coastline, we've got the Yorkshire Dales.
It's got it all up there. You have forests, you have big kind of open moorland, and you also have the amenities as well.
Their Yorkshire move would also get them closer to Claire's family in Wakefield. It had always been a long-term dream, but serious health issues have led them to rethink their plans.
I was unfortunately diagnosed with breast cancer last year and been up and down really with treatments and surgeries and things going on. It's put everything into perspective about what's important in life. We just want to enjoy everything that we can, really, to the maximum.
And Claire's from a very close family, so would be very nice just to have them nearby.
They'll need to be able to access London for Claire's continuing treatment. And IT manager Rich will need good road links for his job, as well as for his favourite hobby.
My main passion is bikes, specifically mountain bikes and everything to do with biking. I like to renovate them, restore them. Tom is quite often helping me in the garage, passing me spanners and Allen keys and things like that. He seems to enjoy helping his daddy.
Ex-textile designer Claire will be up for a bit of DIY, but not a major project. And she's recently got a taste for the good life.
This year was our first year of attempting vegetables, and we've had quite a good success, haven't we? So with the next house has to have a little bit of a veggie plot.
So all that's left is to find out what funds they'll have for their dream Yorkshire move.
Our budget for our next move is £350,000.
Rich and Claire are keen on the countryside around the small market town of Pateley Bridge, so we'll be basing our search to the east of the beautiful Yorkshire Dales. Before we set off, I'm meeting them in their chosen county to find out a bit more about their proposed relocation. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to North Yorkshire. How long is it since you've been up here?
About a week.
Oh, right. Did you come back a lot?
Quite a lot, yeah.
Moving up here to Yorkshire, why now?
Last year, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and we've just kind of had a whole year of kind of ups and downs and lots of challenges, really.
Yeah.
We thought we'd like to do something major and have a big life change, really.
Yeah.
It was always our dream to do it. We've just kind of been doing it quicker than we potentially would have done.
We've got a little boy, Tom, and what we want to do is move before he turns 4 or 5 for school, really.
What particular style of house do you like?
We're looking for something that has a kind of a country feel. Again, around Tom, we're looking for something maybe 3/4 bedroom.
We're not too keen on modern houses as such. I think all our previous houses have been relatively older.
What would you say is the most important room for you in the house?
Kitchen for me. What about you?
I was
Garage.
going to say a garage or somewhere like
Have
like
to be
a
a
shed,
garage.
almost.
What's the most important thing? House in a fantastic location, or the looks of a house and...
Definitely location. I think it has to be close to local amenities. School, maybe a local shop.
Yeah.
A pub.
Yeah.
Pub.
Always
pub's
have to have a pub.
important. Yeah.
Pub's very
Yeah.
important.
Now, you've recently sold your house, haven't you?
Yes, that's right. Sold it within 2 days.
2 days?
Yeah.
What's your final budget?
The final budget is 350,000. That's the maximum we're looking to go up to.
Well, let's not waste any more time. We'll finish these coffees and we'll get on with the search.
Excellent. Brilliant.
With a top budget of £350,000, Rich and Claire are looking for a property with some character. They'd like 3 to 4 bedrooms, a spacious kitchen, a workshop or garage to house Rich's bike collection, a low-maintenance garden and, above all, a close community with local amenities, including a primary school for son Tom. We've got 3 very different properties lined up for today's buyers, and I'll be putting their valuation skills to the test before I reveal the price of each one. The last of which will be the mystery house. Its surprise location could be a bit of an uphill battle, but might just take their search to new heights. So, Rich, you're pretty big on cycling.
Yes, just love the freedom of it, really. Just,
Yeah.
You know, it just opens up lots of nice places to you.
So you go out on your bike for how long at a time?
Ideally, it's 3 or 4 hours at a time.
Whenever I can get rid of him, really.
For our first property, we're heading to the unspoilt rural village of Sutton Howgrave. It's just a 20-minute drive from Thirsk with its fast rail links to London. And only a mile away from the thriving community of Wath, with its beautiful 13th century church, a village hall and a gastropub for some cosy ambience after those long winter bike rides. Just back down the lane, in a lovely open position on the edge of Sutton Howgrave, is our first property. Well, this is the house we're going to look at.
Wow.
So you've been here before, this location?
No, we haven't. No, it's all new to us, this area. From what we can see straight away, it's totally
Yeah, it's
mind-blowing.
positive, definitely
Very,
positive.
This is a real community. There's about 25 households,
Yeah. OK.
all of differing ages, and they've got a
Yeah.
real community spirit here. You know, they all get together, have almost little fetes and parties and stuff.
Wow.
This was an old reading room.
Oh, OK.
The current owners, you'll see inside, it's basically a new build.
Okay.
But it looks old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're built on with it with local stone, that lovely Yorkshire stone there.
I love the setting.
Yeah, it's idyllic, isn't
Yeah.
it, really?
We'll talk about that extra bit of garden later on, OK?
Yeah.
Let's go inside.
OK, excellent.
So Rich and Claire seem to like the location. The primary school for Tom is around 5 miles away, so not right on their doorstep, but I'm hoping this truly unique property can win them over. So, Claire, you said the kitchen was the most important room.
Yeah, wow. This is pretty impressive. Yeah,
Good.
very impressive, actually.
Love it. It's a very light room as well, isn't it, with a big window there as well.
I think the view you've got as well really sells it for me. Is it what you like?
Makes you happy, it makes me
Yeah.
happy.
Correct answer. Well trained in this house. Things are shaken up a little bit here. You've got 2 double bedrooms on this level and a family shower room and loo. OK. The other master bedroom is upstairs. I'll show you that later on. But you're all right with this sort of configuration
Yeah,
so far?
absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Just delightful, really lovely. Really
Good news. Now then,
Wow,
Wow.
amazing. Yeah, this is what we like. Yeah.
good.
Yeah, very
Pretty
nice.
special, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm quite pleased to see a dining table in here as well, because I was a little bit concerned just in that kitchen that, you know, there wasn't anywhere to potentially put a table.
And you've got the height as well, which is great.
Sounds like you like this.
We like it
Yeah,
lots.
lights. Yeah, I love the fact it's got a wood-burning stove as well, so you can imagine it in the winter.
Not much to do, which is good.
There's nothing to do, isn't it?
No?
Just personalise it a bit.
Yeah.
And that's what it does need, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It feels,
Yeah.
well, it kind of feels dressed a little bit at the moment,
It
doesn't
does.
it? Let's take a quick peek at this mezzanine, see what you might do.
Okay.
Some positive reactions, and the current owners have certainly maximised this impressive vaulted space. It's just whether Rich and Claire can find a use for it. What do we do with this?
Wow, amazing. Office, Rich?
I think I'll have no problems at all working up here. It's a brilliant space for that.
Absolutely beautiful, yeah. Mezzanines, they can tend to be quite dark, but you
Yes.
have got a lot of light in here,
Yeah.
which really sells it as well.
Good, so a nice place to work.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Fabulous place to work. I think working from home more often, I think.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Well,
Or not, in that case.
let's take a quick look at this master bedroom.
Thank you.
So, amazing view.
Wow.
We've even got a few sheep.
Yeah, I put them there on purpose. Yeah, yeah.
Again, nice space here. When people redevelop, they tend to, like you say, they put smaller
Yeah, try and get as much
spaces
out of it
in,
as possible.
And it's nice to have kept it quite open.
So, the big conundrum here for you guys, I suppose, is this is a three-bedroom house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Tom is 3 years old.
Yeah.
So, I imagine you might want to be closer to him.
Yeah, we were just saying that actually. That might be only a slight problem.
I mean,
That would be-
potentially this becomes the guest room, especially that it's en suite as well. Potentially you could do
That-
that.
yeah.
for,
Yeah, that
for,
might
for
be.
family to come up and stay and friends and things. That would work well.
OK, well, let's nip outside to the garden, just show you what you're getting, and we'll talk about price. OK, we'll squeeze past. There you go. Well, some creative thinking from Rich, but I'm not sure that Claire's buying into that layout. Outside, there's a sheltered courtyard, perfect for outside dining, and just enough lawn to take Tom's trampoline. But there's also an area of garden beyond the far fence, which is being rented by the current owners, and any new buyers should get the same agreement. I think this house really works as long as you've got the use of that garden.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think you kind of need that, and we're into growing our own vegetables and things, so we'd need somewhere to continue that really. And,
Yeah.
and it's you've got the views as well, which is
Very
something
pretty
we
as well, isn't it? It's
something
very
that
pretty.
we want. Yeah, I'm not quite sure where Richard put all these 7 bikes.
I'm in the market for a new bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you deal?
So, how much do you think this house is on the market for?
I'm going to go with the top end of our budget, and I'm going to go up 350.
Not knowing the area around here, but I would imagine it's probably around the 340 mark.
Pretty good guess, Rich. This place on the market for offers around £339,950.
Wow.
£50 out, so unlucky.
Yeah,
to buy
well, you know.
So, it's comfortably under budget.
It's been done to a very high standard, and I absolutely love it.
Go back into the house, have a good look around, and I'll meet you whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, first.
Our first property is £10,000 under Rich and Claire's maximum budget. It's a stunning detached former reading room dating back to 1840. It offers up 3 double bedrooms, 2 of which are on the ground floor, a spacious kitchen to satisfy Claire's culinary ambitions, an impressive vaulted living room with feature fireplace, and a sheltered garden enjoying a peaceful setting with unspoilt countryside views.
And the bedroom.
Okay.
So this could potentially be Tom's room or a guest room.
I think this would be our room. Decent size though.
Yeah. When we first arrived, it was just blown me away completely. There are some compromises I think we would have to make in terms of storage for Richard's bikes collection. And then the only other thing which kind of niggles me a little bit is the bedrooms, because you've got the master bedroom upstairs, and we would ideally like to be near to Tom, as he's only 3.
I love the main living space, so the kind of front room, as it were, with the combined dining area and the mezzanine, and obviously working from home as well. That's another aspect that the house fits well.
I'm glad to see you're both still beaming.
Yeah,
You
very
especially,
nice.
Claire.
Yeah.
That's all done for property number 1. What's the next one?
Excellent.
Rich loves his bikes, and although Claire may not be a cycling fanatic, who could resist the beautiful Yorkshire Dales? The national park covers 680 square miles and attracts tens of thousands of cyclists every year. To top this, the Dales will be hosting the first stage of the 2014 Tour de France. Starting in Leeds on fairly flat terrain, the riders will then pass through Skipton to face the more demanding Dales. The semicircular route will sweep the cyclists across this rugged terrain before they can breathe a sigh of relief on their way to Harrogate and then the finish. Rich and Claire are meeting local mountain bike guide Stuart Price in Wensleydale to see what this most spectacular of cycling routes has to offer.
So, Stu, why is the tour coming to the Yorkshire Dales?
The Yorkshire Dales has hosted many cycling events, and it's part of the challenge is the terrain that the Yorkshire Dales has, and the big climbs and the technical descents. You know, for what I love doing, my passion is cycling and mountain biking. There's no better place to be in the country, I feel. Yeah. So it's great.
Excellent.
OK, right, guys, let's hit the road.
Excellent.
Let's go and do
Thank
some
you.
riding. Yeah.
Rich and Claire are actually following some of the route that Bradley Wiggins and Chris Froome will take, just a little slower. The pro riders will follow the valley that holds Wensleydale's principal river, the Yure. Rich and Claire take their first diversion to view it at its most dramatic point.
This is Aysgarth Falls. Yeah, this is the middle falls. Aysgarth Falls has got 3 drops. The national park is essentially a limestone landscape. It's glacial, so there's waterfalls dotted around all over.
Great, you can see these on a cycle ride as well.
Yeah.
The tour will race through the beautiful market town of Hawes, home to the famous Wensleydale cheese. But there's no time for snacking as Rich and Claire climb up nearly 600 metres on one of the country's most famous sections of road, the Buttertubs Pass. It's an area renowned for dramatic limestone potholes formed by erosion over the years. Some say the cool waters actually proved useful to local farmers in the 18th century.
The thoughts are that as they're heading to market, they've stopped off here, and on a hot day like this, if you're bringing butter over and you're heading to Hawes Market, the butter's going to melt. They'd drop the butter down here and they'd store it here for a while they rest, and then drag it back out and off they go.
Hence the Buttertubs.
Hence the Buttertubs Pass.
History lesson over, it's time to turn their attention back to today's tour.
So yeah, July the 5th, 2014, the pro riders will be coming down here, down Buttertubs Pass, straight past us here, heading that way. So we're going to do it? Yeah. Come on,
why
let's go.
not?
I hope Rich and Claire's legs aren't getting too weary as they travel 10 miles north into the steep-sided valleys of Swaledale, famed for its beautiful meadows and crisscrossed by a network of dry stone walls.
I've seen these quite a lot as on our trip around. What are these buildings then?
These are field barns. Swaledale's quite well known for it. These barns are like the jewel in the crown of the Yorkshire Dales National Park. During the summer, they'd cut the grass, make hay out of it, and drag it across to the barn, and then they'd fork it into the upstairs. They'd keep the stock in the barn downstairs over the winter. Every day, feed the stock from the hay. He'd water them, he'd muck them out. During the spring, he'd spread that over the land. Grass would grow, cut the grass, make hay, and thus the cycle would carry on.
Time to leave the beautiful pastures of Swaledale behind as Stuart leads them to the bustling community of Reeth. The village will be the exit point from the Dales for the Tour de France as they surge on to Harrogate and the finish. But for Rich and Claire, it's the end of the road and time to continue their North Yorkshire property hunt. For our second house, we're heading 10 miles west from Sutton Howgrave to the village of Gruelthorpe, just 7 miles from the beautiful cathedral city of Ripon and only a 15-minute drive from Rich and Claire's beloved Pateley Bridge. This village is steeped in history, warranting a mention in the Domesday Book. It also lies within an area of outstanding natural beauty and has its very own duck pond. Before we move on to the house, we're looking at what this community has to offer. So, welcome both of you to Gruelthorpe. You've heard of it?
We have, yeah.
You have?
We've drove through. We've not actually stopped here.
What do you know about it then? You tell me.
Not much really. Pretty little village. We know it's got a primary school here, which is which is very good.
Well, it's got the school, but also it's got something that will be of benefit to you in a couple of months' time, because you can barely see behind us. There's an old church. It's having a building work done, and that church is going to be converted into a shop and cafe and village hall and what have you. So that's bringing together this whole community. This is a much bigger setting than we had with the first house, but with that bigger setting comes a bigger community and the more facilities as well.
I think I kind of like this better in a way. You don't feel as isolated.
Yeah, good first impressions, I think.
OK, well, let's go to the house. Just this way. Well, Rich and Claire have said from the word go that location is all important, and Grewelthorpe definitely seems to have the right feel and facilities. Just a short stroll away lies house number 2. Come on in.
Wow. This is exciting.
It's a pretty little place.
Very pretty.
But you're right slap bang in the heart of the village now.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Really lovely.
Almost got your own...
I was going to say, Tom would have his own
park next
playground,
door.
yeah.
Because of the primary school in the village as well. You know, there's young families here, which I thought would be right up the street.
Yeah.
Right, let's look inside.
Excellent.
Well, they can certainly picture Tom here, which is a good start. This stone cottage dates back to 1642, but has been recently renovated, so would offer up the hassle-free move Rich and Claire are after. Right, I just want us to pause in this room first of all.
Yeah.
One of 2 reception rooms.
Very nice.
Yeah?
Love it. Love the fire, open fireplace.
I've got a fair idea what I think you may well use this for, but...
OK.
Let me show you this room next door first.
Yeah.
See what you make of it.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay.
Yeah, mixed feelings at the moment, just compared to house number 1. Bright, open space.
Yeah.
It's kind of almost the opposite at the moment.
Well, now you've seen this is the main living room. I was thinking the smaller living room, that could be maybe where Tom plays. And
Yeah,
what have you.
yeah. Or dining area.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We do have room for a dining table in the kitchen. Let me show you.
Oh, OK.
So, well, a breakfast kitchen you'd call it, I suppose, wouldn't you?
Yes. Very nice.
Not bad size.
Nice size, though. I'm quite pleasantly surprised, actually.
Yeah.
Well, good. And behind
Yeah.
you, you've got a utility as well, so that gives you
Oh,
that
that's
extra
good.
bit of space in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm quite pleased, having seen the 2 rooms we've seen, that this is almost like the whole length of the house.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
it kind of flows.
Yeah.
Doesn't it?
Good. This is going well. You seem to be warming up a little bit now.
Yeah,
Rich.
yeah, a little bit.
Little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Good.
A little bit.
Let's look upstairs.
Okay.
Despite my best efforts, Rich still looks slightly underwhelmed. I think it's an issue of light. The first floor offers up nearly 500 square feet of space, including a stylish bathroom with newly tiled enclosed shower and freestanding roll-top bath. The master bedroom is big enough for a super king-size bed,
Yeah.
Wow.
as you can see.
Crikey.
Nice, yeah.
It's
Nice
decent
size.
size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now, this house has 3 bedrooms. The other 2 bedrooms aren't massive, but they all roll on one level, which I
Okay,
thought
yes.
that's the massive
Yeah.
advantage
Easier,
over the first
yes.
house. We haven't seen a lot of storage space, but you do get that in bucket loads outside,
Okay.
if you want to use it for storage.
Yeah.
It might be a battle of wills.
Controversial.
We'll see if Richie's bikes are going to find a home, but the more conventional first-floor bedrooms seem to have gone down better than our first property's split layout. OK, so you're probably expecting a fairly compact rear garden. There's something I want to show you first.
Okay.
Maybe for you, Rich. So, well, you can see you can make it into a gym if you want. It's the biggest private gym I've ever seen, actually.
It's amazing. It's amazing space. Could be even a little annex or...
Yeah. Well, this is the old forge. You can see, look, you see
Yeah.
where the fire would be burning over there. But you also, if you look through that window they've put in there, you can see it goes all the way back there.
Okay, so that could almost be like a separate office
This
space.
could be an office, definitely could be an office space.
But you could use it straight away, couldn't you?
Yeah,
You
it's
could
something-
certainly fit a few bikes and
You know, do my repairs and everything like I like to do here.
Yeah. Rich is one happy boy. Outside, the rear garden is certainly compact. It has a small decked patio, but is predominantly a gravelled area leading round to the side of the house. The neighbours do have access across its land, which could be a bit of a stumbling block. So, you got this small area at the back of the property. I mean, your garden really is at the front, isn't it?
Yes, it is, yeah. I quite like the fact it's easy maintenance.
Now, what do you think about having some right-of-way for the back of your house?
It's not an issue, is it?
No.
And the fact that this area is relatively small, it doesn't matter because there's a park literally right next door.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So how much do you think this house on the market for?
I'd guess at 320.
OK. Claire?
I'm guessing... I'm going to go a little bit lower than the other one and say 329,950.
Not bad guesses. This place on the market for offers in excess of £309,950.
OK. That's pretty good value, just in terms of location as well.
Very
Yeah.
good, yeah. That's really surprising, actually. I thought it'd be a lot more than that.
Well, look, go back into the house, see if you can warm Rich up any more over it, because you weren't jumping up and down in there.
No, that's dead.
So why don't you go back in there, and then once you're finished, come back out here and fight over who's going to get used to the outbuilding.
OK.
All right?
Nice.
See you whenever you're finished.
Thank you.
At £40,000 under Rich and Claire's maximum budget, our second property is an end-of-terrace stone period cottage. It features 3 first-floor bedrooms, 2 reception rooms, one of which could be ideal for Tom's playroom, a spacious kitchen diner, and a characterful detached former forge offering lots of scope for Rich's bike workshop. The property is also in an excellent central village location, right next to the park.
I'm not entirely convinced it's the property for us, but potentially with the outside space, and there isn't much to do inside to make it homely, that it could work.
The location's selling it from here more than anything. Having access to amenities is very important. I think come winter months, if we are snowed in, then that's going to be important that we've got that facilities.
In terms of the outbuilding almost of this property, pretty much blown away by that, just in terms of its potential. Not necessarily just for bikes, but also potentially as an office or maybe a play space for Tom.
Now then, have you warmed him up?
I think so, although...
Yeah, I'm warming, I'm
Not
warming.
sure.
I'm just a little cold, but I'm warming.
You've got some work to do tonight, then, haven't you? That's it for today.
OK.
So let's go back. It's the second day of our house hunt in North Yorkshire with Rich and Claire from Kensworth in Bedfordshire. They have £350,000 to spend on what will be a homecoming for Yorkshire-born Claire. Coming up, Rich certainly seems impressed with our mystery space.
Wow. This is amazing, Claire.
Whilst I check out a legend in the world of handcrafted furniture, a man who made a huge impact with something very small. So with 2 good house tours under our belt from yesterday, we're going to mix things up a bit with our mystery house. Now, we're going to a location that we know that Rich and Claire both really, really like. But in order to get that, there could be a few compromises. Now, first off, well, it's not as aesthetically pleasing as the houses we saw yesterday, but I'm hoping the open aspect could counter that. Although, that rural location could be a bit too rural for them. For today's mystery house, we're heading 12 miles southwest to Rich and Claire's beloved Pateley Bridge. Its centre offers a variety of shops selling everything from crafts to locally sourced produce, including a sweet shop dating back to 1827. Pateley Bridge is also a focal point for the surrounding community and even hosts an annual agricultural show. I've got no concerns about the town, but our mystery house is a bit of a gamble in terms of style, although it does potentially deliver more space. And while the setting may be beautiful, it hasn't exactly got that community feel Claire's dreaming of. So, right atop the hill, we have the mystery house.
Well, I think we've just got out of the car and been blown away with the view, to be honest.
Got blown away with the wind.
And the wind.
Stunning location, though, isn't it?
It's just magical, isn't it?
Now, you got Pateley Bridge at the bottom of this hill. Close enough?
Just need a sledge for the winter.
Yeah, it's an easy commute into the town.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the house itself.
Yeah, it's not kind of what we'd have gone for, really.
It's a bungalow,
It's a
isn't it?
bungalow.
Yeah, we've chosen this house because it's near Pateley Bridge in this amazing location.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's why we're here. Let's see what you think of inside.
Excellent.
Well, they seem to love those views, but that all-important community feel of Pateley Bridge is just under a mile away. We'll have to see if this detached bungalow can convince them about a more rural life. So let's start off with the living room. So...
Cosy?
I think potentially enough room, because the kind of window goes out.
Yeah,
as well.
it's got the bay, hasn't it?
Yeah, so your settee's
Nice
not
fire.
in.
At the start of this process, you said, well, the house we want is something we can lock up and leave and make the most of the environment that we're in.
A base, yeah.
Yeah, so I was thinking the mission house probably plays to that more than any of the other we've seen so far.
Yeah.
So let's keep walking through and just this part. So this house is set up with living this side and sleeping that side. So that used to be the master, which is one of the children's bedrooms.
Okay.
Another bedroom there used as an office and music room.
Yeah,
And straight back into the kitchen here.
Oh, very interesting.
Now, this is new. The kitchen used to be all the way through to here, but they've made it into a dining room.
Wow.
Have a good look.
Very nice. It's quite aesthetically pleasing.
Really? Well, because of that, you mean?
Again,
Because of the
view's
view,
coming
I
in.
think, yes.
And it works as a space, I think.
Yeah.
Kind of kitchen and dining room. Although they are slightly separate, it works as kind of one.
Yeah.
And the kitchen, all right, is it?
Yeah, I think it's nice size.
The spacious kitchen could be winning them over. Next to it is a newly tiled shower room complete with generous enclosure. This in turn leads to a well thought out utility for all the white goods. Back towards the front of the house, the third bedroom is a light-filled space with wooden flooring perfect for son Tom. And to complete the layout, there's one more bedroom on offer. So the master bedroom in a modern extension of the house.
Nice. Nice high ceilings.
What do you think, Rich?
Yeah, I like it. I like it. Although they're not massive rooms, there are a lot of them, aren't there?
It would need quite a lot of DIY in terms
Right.
of plastering, but which is doable.
Yes.
It's not knocking walls and things down, which is what we don't want. But I'm still not sold on the bungalow yet.
Takes a bit of
But
getting used to, doesn't it?
does, yeah.
So Claire's yet to be convinced. Outside, the garden's fairly compact but has an open aspect and plenty of space for a family vegetable plot. It's bordered by attractive stone walling and features a timber veranda, which offers great views of the surrounding countryside. Well, the wind's got up a little bit, but the view's still there, thankfully. Glorious, isn't it?
Amazing, yeah.
Stunning, isn't it?
And the fact you can see actually down to the school and the leisure centre as well down from here.
Quite, yeah. Now, outside space-wise, you've got the off-street car parking
Yeah.
for your 4x4, which you're probably going to buy, and a small garden. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of what you wanted, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
just enough.
fine.
Easy to maintain and not too much work, which I didn't want.
No. And most importantly, you've got a ginormous garage.
Whoa.
I think Rich is very excited about that, aren't you?
Well, I thought I'd let you loose in there later on. Go
Okay.
and explore it yourselves.
Good stuff.
So, how much do you think this house is on the market for?
I'm going to go with 327.
Right, okay. Strange number. Go on then.
Okay, I'm going to go less than that. I think around 310.
Well, it's on the market for offers around £325,000.
Oh,
Okay.
So you're not a million miles out.
No.
So, Rich, you like this, don't you?
I do. Out of the three properties we've seen, this one kind of fits my brief.
The only thing I would be niggle me a little bit is isolation for Tom. There doesn't seem to be any other houses around here. Tom, growing up, might need more of a community of children.
Yeah.
So that would slightly put me off this property.
Going into that garage is only going to be another tick for you. I
Okay.
know that. But, yeah, do have a conversation when you walk around. And then, well, I'll meet you whenever you're done.
Okay, thank
All right,
you.
see you later, mate.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Well, just like any good mystery house selection, it's raised a few issues, a few questions that need to be answered. But in doing so, it also calls into question the other houses we've seen, and it's a real nice spectrum of properties they've now got to consider. Well under Rich and Claire's maximum budget of £350,000, our mystery property is a detached bungalow. It offers 4 bedrooms as well as a modern kitchen and spacious dining room. The outside features an excellent double garage, and the crowning glory of this property has to be the outstanding views over the local hills.
Wow. This is amazing, Claire.
Big space, isn't it?
It's massive, isn't it, for a
Yeah.
garage? It's big enough that I can use a bit of it and you can use a bit of it and
Yeah.
we can utilise it for what we
Yeah, it's nice.
need. The mystery properties really surprised me, actually. I really like it. I'm quite happy to live in a house or bungalow. I don't have a preference.
I do like a bungalow, and I probably like it as a holiday house, but it doesn't really excite me, if you like. I think it'd have to be pretty spectacular inside to kind of win me over.
It's only 3/4 of a mile into Pateley Bridge, but it is quite a steep hill. It is walkable, but for a small child, it would be a challenge.
Now then, all done?
Yes,
Yeah, we are.
Lovely.
Well, hopefully, this mystery house has given you something to think about.
It's definitely definitely a good mystery house in terms of the overall look and feel of it. We definitely wouldn't have looked at a bungalow.
That's what it's here for. Let's try and find you somewhere to have a bit of a sit down and a chat. We'll go from there.
Okay.
Let's go. Kilburn sits below the hill carving of the White Horse in the North York Moors National Park. But the village was also home to another famous figure, one of the country's greatest ever furniture makers, Robert Thompson. His work has continued through the generations, and I'm meeting up with his great-grandson, Ian Cartwright Thompson, to find out more about this legendary master craftsman. I'm keen to hear about this historic business. It's very much the heart of Kilburn today. When was it all started by your great-grandfather then?
Well, great-grandfather took over from his father, John Thompson.
Right.
And that happened round sort of 1900 when Robert took over the running of the business. He was the village joiner, he was repairing gates, making windows, doors. Because don't forget, a lot of the property here in this village was owned by the church commissioners.
This early religious influence continued through Robert's true passion for furniture. He was inspired by the beautiful woodwork of local cathedrals and soon became renowned for his intricate carvings of oak church furniture. Much of his work can still be seen throughout Yorkshire and even in the majestic York Minster. Despite this grandeur, his work is best known for one tiny detail, and for many, he is simply known as the Mouse Man. Where does this Mouse Man name come from?
When great-grandfather was working with one of his fellow craftsmen, they were working on a piece for a local church, and the craftsman he was working with happened to mention he thought they were both as poor as church mice. The mouse is working away there very quietly, gnawing away with its chisel-like teeth, and here he was on the edge of the Hambleton Hills, working away in his little workshop here in Kilburn, not making a song and dance about it. So he thought, what a nice idea, we'll carve a mouse on this particular piece.
And that unique mark became his signature. By the 1920s, his notoriety had spread and he branched out into the domestic market. His inspirational furniture designs are still produced in the family workshop today, using techniques that have been passed down from generation to generation. I was expecting, when we came up here to the workshop, to see lathes everywhere, but it's all hand tools.
Yeah, there's a tremendous amount of handwork goes into what we do here at Kilburn, and that's what we pride ourselves in. You know, no substitute for a pair of those.
Oak is still the material of choice, some of which is still sourced from the local forests around Kilburn. It's then seasoned in vast wood stores for up to 4 years before making it onto the craftsman's bench. The workshop now produces over 150 types of furniture for any use. Some of the craftsmen have been carving for over 50 years, but they're always looking to the next generation.
We've got 5 apprentices currently, and they will serve a minimum of 4 years of training on a one-to-one basis with a master craftsman. It's a good learning curve for them, and they will learn an awful lot of skills. But don't forget, it's a lifetime of learning.
Of course, yeah. So 4 years is a drop in the ocean, I suppose, isn't it? We're meeting up with Andy Watkins, who's 1 year into his apprenticeship. He's even letting me loose on his own carving. What made you want to come and do an apprenticeship here at Kilburn?
Just from school, really. It was just, I enjoyed woodwork there. And this place had a lot of hands-on with the tools and use all different type of planes and stuff.
How am I getting on, Andy? Is this all right?
Yeah, it's good.
Right.
There.
When Andy's fully trained, each person here will be responsible for the entire piece of furniture themselves.
That's right, Johnny, but when they've finished it, they will be carving a mouse on it as well.
Right, OK.
OK, and this is what we do here. It's a mouse, our trademark.
And this is your handiwork, is it?
Yeah, it's mine, yeah.
It's fantastic. And so this is all one piece of wood initially?
It is, yes. We leave the piece in the middle for carving the mouse, and that's all done by hand.
So this is your signature?
Yeah, that's mine, that.
So I'll let you get back to work, Andy.
Right.
Good luck with your next 3 years. You're the future of the business.
Well, today's apprentice is tomorrow's craftsman.
Perfect. Well, listen, I wish you all the very best of luck. Thank you very much for having me.
Cheers, Johnny.
Cheers, Ian.
OK.
It's fantastic to see one man's vision being carried on. I'm sure Kilburn will be home to oak furniture making for many generations to come. But for now, it's back to our property hunt. So I suppose my first question is, are you in agreement on your favourite property? Because you've had slight differences of opinion, haven't you?
I think both of us, I think the third property, the Mystery House, was our favourite in terms of location.
Yeah.
Although the property wasn't quite right for me, unfortunately.
Location-wise, definitely property 3. Property-wise, there is some work to do on it. But out of the 3, that would be my preference.
So what's your favourite property then, Claire?
I don't know, I'd quite like to go back and have a look at property number 1.
OK.
It's a lovely house, location. Maybe, you know, second visit would kind of summarise what what was in the area. Property 2, beautiful village. Not sure it's quite the right house for us.
You seem to get on quite well with the mystery house then, Rich.
Yeah.
Is it worth going back there as well then, or is the boss spoken?
I think they're not too far apart, so if you're going to see one, you need to see the other.
Who's going to win out here?
I love the location. It's everything that we wanted. But I'm still not sold on a bungalow.
You've seen your favourite bits of each property, and in order to move forward, you almost maybe need to think of, right, which bits can we do without?
We like our own different things,
Yeah.
but we both hopefully will come to the right end point, and I think it's important to that we're both happy with the final choice, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I wish you both the very best of luck with both of your second viewings, and please let us know what you decide, won't you?
We will.
Do. Thank
And
you.
most importantly, good luck.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
you
you.
for your time.
So after great reactions in all 3 properties, really, I'm chuffed that Claire and Rich think it's worth the effort to come all the way back up here to North Yorkshire and look at least 2 of the 3 we've selected. Now, it's pretty firm in my mind that Claire's favourite is property number 1. She loved it as soon as she set eyes on it. But if they do go to the mystery house as well, it wouldn't surprise me if they didn't pop into Pateley Bridge and visit an estate agent or 2 just to double-check there hasn't been anything new come onto the market. Watch this space. And my instincts were right. Despite loving different elements of 2 of our properties, Rich and Claire managed to find a house that they both love near Pateley Bridge. We wish them all the very best with their North Yorkshire move. If you'd like to escape to the country in England, Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland, or even further afield to the continent and need our help, please apply online at bbc.co.uk/be on a show. I'm stood next to what could easily be mistaken as the remains of an ancient church. But all is not what it seems. Find out what this is and where I am in just a few moments. On today's show, I'm using the powers of positive thinking to find one couple's country dream. You seem to be warming up a little bit now, Rich.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
But it's not all an uphill battle as we brave the elements.
I think we've just been blown away with the view, to be honest.
I got blown away with the wind.
And the wind.
Today I'm in North Yorkshire, and this is York's Folly. Whilst it's a listed monument, it was only built 200 years ago as a decorative romantic ruin, reflecting the landscaping trends of the time. Commissioned by the York family, the local estate owners, it was also built to keep local workers busy during a time of the recession. Today, from this spot, the reward are fantastic views of Pateley Bridge and the Nidderdale Valley, which we'll be visiting later on in the show. The property market in North Yorkshire remains fairly robust. The average price of a detached house here is around £260,000, which is just above the national figure. Now, prices do vary greatly throughout the county. For example, in Harrogate, you can pay up to 70% more for a house, and you'll also pay a sharp premium for living around the Dales. But if coastal living is more your thing, then head to Scarborough as a more affordable option to Whitby, where a detached house there could cost around £50,000 less than the county average. So whereabouts do today's buyers want to head? Well, let's meet them and find out. Rich, Claire and their 3-year-old son Tom currently live in a 3-bed 1950s house in Kensworth, Bedfordshire. They've decided they no longer want to live on the edge of a town and feel it's time for a fresh start.
It's getting busier in the southeast and it's quite overpopulated, and we just want to escape to a bit more of a rural lifestyle, really.
And there's one overwhelming priority for their son Tom when they make the move.
When we were kids, I just remember playing out, and that's just super important for both of us,
Yeah.
for Tom to have that environment to grow.
And they feel Claire's birthplace is the county that has it all.
The area that we're wanting to move to is North Yorkshire. It's just a very beautiful part of the world. We've got the coastline, we've got the Yorkshire Dales.
It's got it all up there. You have forests, you have big kind of open moorland, and you also have the amenities as well.
Their Yorkshire move would also get them closer to Claire's family in Wakefield. It had always been a long-term dream, but serious health issues have led them to rethink their plans.
I was unfortunately diagnosed with breast cancer last year and been up and down really with treatments and surgeries and things going on. It's put everything into perspective about what's important in life. We just want to enjoy everything that we can, really, to the maximum.
And Claire's from a very close family, so would be very nice just to have them nearby.
They'll need to be able to access London for Claire's continuing treatment. And IT manager Rich will need good road links for his job, as well as for his favourite hobby.
My main passion is bikes, specifically mountain bikes and everything to do with biking. I like to renovate them, restore them. Tom is quite often helping me in the garage, passing me spanners and Allen keys and things like that. He seems to enjoy helping his daddy.
Ex-textile designer Claire will be up for a bit of DIY, but not a major project. And she's recently got a taste for the good life.
This year was our first year of attempting vegetables, and we've had quite a good success, haven't we? So the next house has to have a little bit of a veggie plot.
So all that's left is to find out what funds they'll have for their dream Yorkshire move.
Our budget for our next move is £350,000.
Rich and Claire are keen on the countryside around the small market town of Pateley Bridge. So we'll be basing our search